The purpose of this video is to answer the question, how do you find out if you have a lien attached to your property? If you're a subscriber to my page, good to see you, welcome back. If not, make sure you subscribe, like the video, let me know if you have a comment or a question about your particular situation. I love hearing from you guys, and I do always try to provide as much help as I can. So the reason that this question matters is because if you are going through a loss mitigation option with your lender, in particular a loan modification or potentially a partial claim or deferment request, banks often will want to check to make sure that the title of the home is clear before offering you one of those options. So what that means is, in particular, if you have an FHA loan and you're trying to transition off of one of these COVID forbearance plans, one of the requirements for getting onto one of these recovery modifications or flex modifications, if you have Fannie Mae, for example, is that the title be clear. And so what that means is banks might prevent you from receiving a loan modification if they can see that you have another lien attached to the property. A lien is simply a mechanism that a creditor who has been able to receive a judgment against you can get from the court to basically say you cannot sell or refinance your home without satisfying my money. So what'll happen to lead to a lien is that you owe a creditor money. Most commonly what I see in the industry is you owe a credit card company money. They eventually sue you. Maybe you don't reply, maybe you do reply, but either way, they get a judgment against you. And then the court allows them to lien the home. So basically, they attach the debt that you owe to the property. The most common examples of liens to properties are IRS tax liens or state tax warrants. So if you fail to pay your taxes at a certain point, the IRS will likely file to put a tax lien on your property. So if you have this lien attached to the home, what that means is the title to your home is not clear. Clear title, for purposes of what we're talking about here, typically means that you have one mortgage attached to the property and that's it. And that primary mortgage is the mortgage holder that's reviewing you for these COVID transition options. And so if you have several other, credit card liens and an IRS lien or a state tax warrant or a child support lien or other, an L&I lien or something like that attached, you likely don't have clear title. And so the first thing to understand when you're applying for one of these transition options is making sure that you have clear title. And there's basically kind of two ways to figure that out. The first way is to pay a title company in your area to pull, execute, and hand you a title report of your home. This is the mechanism that I recommend you do because it's basically foolproof. A title organization takes responsibility for doing as much research as they can and basically saying, here's an official document that tells you what's attached to your home. Now, some people don't want to do this because it does cost a little bit of money. Unless you're partnered with a real estate agent kind of completing a real estate transaction, it will cost you some money to get a title report on your home. But if it's important for you to know whether or not you have a lien attached to your property, it might be the best, most official way for you to find that information out. So all you would do then is you Google title company and kind of the city or state where you live in, the county where you live in, and there should be many different title companies pop up, and you could call them and you just say, hey, this is my property address and I'd like to pay for a title report on my home. And then they will kind of order one with you and you'll have about a 7 to 10 day turnaround time. They will send you the title report. And then there will be a section where it will say liens and judgments. If you have a mortgage, you will see your first mortgage holder likely in primary position, meaning first. And then underneath your primary mortgage, you'll have anything else that's attached. If the title report comes back and there's nothing else attached, you can feel comfortable that your file is going to make it through the loss mitigation process and show clear title. If you have liens or judgments attached, this might be the right time for you to try to work to resolve them. And there are other videos on this page about how to resolve them or kind of what you can do. But if you see other liens and you want to figure them out, that might be a good time for you to have an attorney consultation. This video is more about how do you find out if you have a lien attached to your property. So answer number one is order a title report from a title company. If you don't want to do that, or you don't think that you have anything, but you just want to triple check, many counties have the ability for you to kind of search your own history in the county records. So what you would do is you'd open up Google and you'd Google, your county, and and then I use the phrase recorder's search. So if you live in King County here in Washington, you would Google King County recorder's search. And then that will take you to your county recorder's website. Various websites have different things you have to agree to or click through, but eventually it'll bring up a screen where you can search your name, and it will show you all of the things that have been recorded against you. Again, pay attention to how they want you to phrase it. Sometimes you have to put last name, comma, first name. Sometimes you have to write your first name and then your last name. They have you do it in different ways. But if you know you have a mortgage on the property, you at least should be able to see your deed of trust recorded. And that's kind of how you know that you searched yourself correctly. If you have other judgments or liens recorded against the property, they should pop up on that county recorder's website. So if you want to do kind of like a free preliminary search before you actually order the title report, try searching your county recorder's website. But I will say here that sometimes documents don't get uploaded, right? They might have been recorded against you, but there's some mistake between when they got recorded and them actually showing up on the website. So the website is not a foolproof way to ensure 100% that you don't have a lien attached. The best way to do it really is to pull a title report from your home. And so hopefully you guys can kind of maybe try both strategies. Maybe first look at the county records, and then if you see something there that you don't understand, order a title report. But those are kind of the two ways that you can figure out if you have a lien attached to your home. And again, the reason that this matters is in particular for FHA homeowners, if you are one of these COVID forbearance people that is trying to transition to either a partial claim or a loan modification option, FHA will run a title search of your home, and they'd like the title of your property to be clear. And so if you know you're going to run into that issue, if you know that you don't have a clear title to your property and you want to resolve it, that would be a good time to consult with an attorney in your area. Good luck.